never ever give up on this.
A short time ago, a 41-year-old man was charged with a number of offences relating to the disappearance of Daniel Morcombe.
Deputy Commissioner Mike Condon phoned us and said, Bruce, we found a sheriff.
The Police Commissioner made the phone call they've been hoping for Andretti. Bones have been discovered.
We had the confirmation that Daniel's remains are indeed at Glasshouse Mountains.
It's the answer. It's a very sad answer. It's the answer.
They and the foundation, that is their son's legacy, have received one of 6 Child Protection Awards.
That will see Bruce and Denise take on formal roles as ambassadors for child safety.
No, my body belongs to me.
If you feel uncomfortable or think things are not right, it's okay to say no.
They've got very strong hearts, they do.
I feel that Daniel is your son as well, and it's everyone's strength that's got us through the last 7.5 years, and you'll help us get through the rest of it.
We've watched that being played, I don't know, 50 or 60 times maybe, and we're never comfortable with watching that footage because there's so many tremendous community people. You know, who would have thought of having a hot air balloon to generate some media interest? You know, it was sort of a story from nowhere, and many times to reinvigorate, you know, the media interest, the community interest, and to some degree to keep the energy in the investigative room charged with some positive thoughts and not just going through the motions. You know, the media were a tremendous tool for us, and lots of other cases that perhaps spring to mind over a 30 or 40 year time period in Australia. People are often frightened of the media. You know, they make the family look bad, or a person that is not connected with the crime look guilty, and you know, we can all think of 2 or 3 over that time period. We have never been afraid of stepping before not always feeling comfortable, but we're happy to get in front of the camera to make the point we're still looking for Daniel, and we're still trying to find the answers of what happened to him and who was responsible. And you know, it's probably that relentless grind of all those community people that have got us where we are today, where largely the foundation is to thank the hot air balloon, the pizzas, the Paul's milk, and all those people that have chipped in to make a difference over those years. But I'll just continue anyway. When someone you love goes missing and police use descriptive words like abduction and suspected murder, you are in a space not experienced by many. And it is an indescribable black hole where all your energies are soaked. No answers, no reason, a void where each day just bleeds into the rest. Your friends are hurting just as much as you, but you cannot help them. Your extended family crave for answers, but you have nothing. Years pass, yet still questions without answers consume the thoughts. What do you do with their clothes and personal items, and how do you acknowledge them on a family tree? Birthdays, anniversaries and special family days pass. You wrestle with clairvoyance patchwork of stories, dreamers who draw maps of burial sites or describe horrific events, rumours of religious sects and pedophile rings, stories abound of official cover-ups. You don't know who to believe. You're desperate and will listen to anybody, even depraved criminals. Your senses are permanently heightened, hungry for news. A skull is found in bushland interstate. A body washes up on a beach. It never leaves you. Over the years, police alerted us to the discovery of human bones numerous times. As distasteful as that is, we knew they had no choice. And it was, of course, to forewarn us, should a media story break, that they could belong to Daniel. We have met many Australian families like the Antonios and the Warmans, who too never give up, even though it is 14 years and an incredible 40 years since they last saw their Rachel and Marilyn. We have also shared a growing friendship with Madeline's parents, Kate and Jerry McCann. Clearly the admired spirits of these families is not lost on any of us as we share the same nightmare. We have also personally shared our experience with mothers of Kira Steinhardt, Natasha Ryan and Declan Crouch. The first few days Daniel was missing was incredibly tough, but an equally horrid time was late last year when seemingly from nowhere the pendulum swung back and knocked us off our feet yet again. The week of the arrest, Denise and I had met the Deputy Commissioner Mike Condon and many senior police, government officials, politicians and media on the Monday just 5 days earlier for the launch of Missing Persons Week, hosted by the AFP at Suncorp Stadium. Clearly in terms of investigative work it must have been an intense time, but not for a moment did we imagine that the breakthrough was so close. Most of you would not be aware that on the Thursday of that same week I drove to Brisbane to meet a man who was just out of jail. He wanted to give me information that he thought may be helpful. It proved not to be. Let's return to 5 p.m. Saturday, August 13, 2011. Out of the blue, the phone rings. It is the Queensland Police Commissioner, Bob Atkinson. Bob goes on to say that they have a man in custody and expected to lay charges soon. The news of the arrest hits us like a sledgehammer. It was a milestone that we thought may never be achieved. 7 years and 9 months of emotions flooded before us in a flash. We knew immediately that it was a massive media story because, like us, millions of Australians had waited for this day. This was the start of a very intense 2-week period in our families' lives. Police and SES volunteers particularly searched rugged bushland in the Glasshouse Mountains. 4 days after the arrest and police find a shoe. 3 more days of searching and another shoe is found. The following day, Commissioner Atkinson delivered the news that 3 bones had been found. It was our worst fear. Forensic experts still needed to confirm that they were human, but privately we all knew. Another call a couple of hours later confirmed this. And DNA test results a week after that would finally confirm that after 2,790 days, Daniel had indeed been found. Journalists would use the word closure and describe how this will bring relief to the family. Some relief, our son is confirmed murdered. Some closure, we probably have 5 years of legal argument ahead. And as the shadows of 12 months since Daniel's gruesome find get closer, it is extremely distressing to still be denied the opportunity to hold his funeral. We are thankfully in a better place than the Antonios, the Warmans and McCanns, among others, but emotionally not a lot has changed. To quote the Commissioner, it is a very sad answer, but at least it is an answer. Denise is going to continue, but feel free, I'll be back in a few minutes to answer any questions or to give some general background if required.
That's okay, I'm too short. Many people always ask us how Dean and Bradley are going. Bradley's 22, he's got a girlfriend, he's moved out of home a few times, but 2 weeks ago he brought all his clothes back and put them in the bedroom. So we never know when he's coming home for dinner or what's going on, but he's a fencer. He does a lot of work out at, contract work out at the mines, Dolby, Chinchilla mines, and quite a lot of work down the Gold Coast as well. There's nothing for them on the Sunshine Coast. Bradley does tree work. Both boys left school in Year 11, they refused to do Year 12, and I think it was just so difficult to go back to the school where all their memories were, and the school still got Daniel's locker, as at today, with a red ribbon on it. And it was just too difficult for the boys to go back to Year 12. So the Dean does power line clearing with eastern trees, and last year he bought his own house. He's nearly 25. A lot of people still think that Bradley's only 13 years old, the same as Daniel, but they're grown men now and living their own life. We established the Daniel Morcombe Foundation in 2005, and as Bruce said, that was really to repay everybody for everything that they did to help us with the posters, the hot air balloons, just TV ads, printing, just everything. So the foundation's 2 main aims are to help educate children on child safety and abduction, and the second one is to help young victims of crime. And we've been able to assist a lot of children that may have had a family member murdered, or they may have been sexually abused themselves or physically injured themselves. So we've got a short DVD just to show some of the children that we have been able to help and what the foundation does.